Today we're going to learn about peer review. By the end of this video, you will be able to answer the following questions. What is peer review? Why is peer review important? How does peer review benefit me? And how can I give good feedback during peer review? So what is peer review? Well, let's break this down so we can find the definition. A peer is someone at your level in school or work. This can be a friend, a fellow student, or a coworker. To review means to look something over for correctness and completeness. So peer review then means to look over a fellow student's writing for correctness and completeness. Peer review is part of the revision process. It's something that you participate in after you've completed your draft and while you are looking over your content for clarity, completeness, and organization. Peer review can happen in several different ways. Your entire class may read and review each student's writing together, one student at a time. Or your instructor may put you in small groups, so you are only reviewing the writing of those few students in your groups. You may be asked to read other students' writing ahead of time. The writer may be asked to read his or her writing aloud, or you may discuss each piece of writing as you read them together. You may be asked to fill out a peer review form, to write directly on a copy of another student's work, or you may give all of your feedback orally. Whatever the format, peer review requires you to engage in another student's writing and provide feedback about it. In return, other students review your writing and give you feedback. Over the years, many students have told me that they don't like peer review. I always find this interesting because most people naturally ask someone they know to look over their work before they turn it in. Peer review provides that opportunity. So if you don't have someone available who you feel would be able to give you quality feedback, you don't have to worry about it. Engaging in peer review is important for many reasons. Now, the first reason is that other people can help you catch your mistakes. After looking at your own writing for so long, your mind sees what you expect the writing to say, not what it actually says, so you don't catch very many of your own mistakes. It's also a good idea to get feedback from your audience. TV shows and movies always go through a test audience before being finalized. If the audience doesn't like something, the show or movie will change to accommodate that. Peer review lets you get feedback from your audience too. Peer review is like a free trial before you get a grade. Peer review gives you the opportunity to try out your writing before you hand it in to your instructor. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that? You test drive a car before you spend tens of thousands of dollars on it. When something big is at stake, like a grade, you should test it out first. So think of peer review like a test drive. Peer review also helps you develop valuable skills you will use later in school and at work. For one thing, it helps you become comfortable sharing your written work with others. Some students are very uncomfortable doing this because they aren't confident in their own writing abilities. But you will have to share your writing with employers someday. It starts with cover letters and resumes. Then you will be sending emails and office memos. You might even prepare reports or proposals. It's impossible to avoid sharing writing in today's workplace. Another workplace skill you can develop by participating in peer review is learning how to apply constructive feedback. There will be many times on the job when you will need to seek the feedback of your coworkers and supervisors. Sometimes, when you put a lot of effort into something, it's difficult to accept feedback when that feedback states that you need to make a change. Peer review helps you learn to accept feedback and apply it. It gives you a chance to practice evaluating the feedback you received and deciding what to do with it. Peer review also helps you develop the skills to evaluate someone else's work. Just as you will need to seek feedback at work, you will also be asked to provide feedback to others. Evaluating a piece of work against a list of requirements and providing professional, constructive feedback takes practice. It's hard to figure out how to word feedback so someone else will accept it. Participating in peer review gives you that practice. Besides giving you practice with several workplace skills, peer review has benefits to your immediate writing assignment. First, you have an opportunity for someone else to look at your writing and identify anything that needs edited or revised before you turn it in. Think about it. If you're not a great speller, someone else who spells really well can help you correct any spelling mistakes you have. What if you struggle with commas? Another student might have naturally good punctuation skills and can help you edit for punctuation errors. More importantly, though, your classmates can make sure that your writing is clear, makes sense, and fulfills the assignment requirements. You might think you really enforced a main point in the essay, but when someone else reads it, they may think that you need to emphasize the main point more. You might have intended to use order of importance, but your peer reviewer might have interpreted your organization in a different pattern and may advise you to add more transitions to make your organization method more clear. These are all things your instructor would grade and comment on, but peer review lets you fix them first, so you can submit a more polished final copy and get a better grade. Some students are uncomfortable participating in peer review because they feel that they aren't good enough writers to give feedback to someone else. They know that the grade they get on their own essay relies on their writing abilities, and they don't want the responsibility of affecting someone else's grade. Here's my advice to students who feel that way. Only give feedback in the areas you are comfortable. If you aren't a good speller or you aren't comfortable editing for punctuation mistakes, then don't. Focus on providing commentary on the ideas in the writing instead. On the other hand, if you weren't clear on the assignment yourself and don't want to tell someone else if he or she met the assignment requirement, but you are a good speller, then focus on helping edit during peer review. Also, remember that your instructor wants everyone to get the most out of peer review, so you won't have to complete this task completely on your own. Your instructor will probably provide you with some sort of peer review guide or worksheet to fill out. There will be specific things that you are asked to look for. Finally, no matter how you feel about your own writing skills, you are able to tell someone else if their writing makes sense, even if all you do is write down what you think the main point of each paragraph is. You are still providing a lot of help to the writer by giving him or her a reader's interpretation of the written work. This will either confirm that the writer's points are clear and effective, or this will inform the writer that some revision is needed to make those points more clear. Peer review is a process in which you give feedback to other students and get feedback about your own writing in return. Peer review gives you a chance to have other people help you find areas that need revised and fix your mistakes before you turn your work in for a grade. Peer review gives you practice with valuable workplace skills, and these are the reasons why peer review is so important, and you should really take the time to participate in it so you can get the most out of it.